What's going on, everyone? I would be J-Breed Stereo, but instead, I'm Johnny Mundo.
Here we go! Mucha lucha, mucha lucha. Mucha lucha, mucha lucha. Ricochet, el rey, the flea of the rest, to keep all the way.
Welcome back to Lucha Underground Part 3. This is the third one we've done. Episode 7, 8, and 9 we're doing. Year's still 2014. Episode 7, we start with shots of the city, like the whole scape, and it's really cinematic, really good looking. And that's I don't want to necessarily attribute that to just Robert Rodriguez, but it seems like a Robert Rodriguez. I'm basically calling Robert Rodriguez a baller. You're a baller, bro. I'm not using the word baller ever again, don't worry. But yeah, you have that and you have hype music. Lucha Underground uses the perfect music and perfect shots at the beginning of each episode, and it really knows how to transition and be really aesthetically pleasing, I think is what I'm going for. Also, Danny Trejo's here, so you can't lose. This is going to be a fun night no matter what. You'll get some Danny Trejo, you get some wrestling, more importantly, you get some Danny Trejo. First match of the night is King Cuerno. King Cuerno versus Superfly, who Superfly's relatively new here. You've heard me go on and on about Cuerno. Cuerno's phenomenal. I don't know where. I feel like I've seen him, not with the name King Cuerno, but I feel like I've seen him somewhere. This is your first time seeing Superfly. He moves really well. He's really quick, really smooth. And he gets a storyline afterwards with Sexy Star, but that's much later. As I've mentioned in a previous review, everyone really gets their time. When I break down the Aztec warfare later, you'll see that even in that alone, everyone gets like their nice moment. Well, most people do. Back to King Cuerno versus Superfly, though. This match is definitely more of a setup for Drago and Cuerno's feud, because you have Drago, who's perched up on Cueto's office, who's just basically Cuerno, just... I'm a gargoyle, bitch. Stryker brings it up. Superfly beat a high-profile luchador in a mask versus mask setup, and it's interesting that he brings that up. You'll see later why that's interesting, why he brings that up. And having Cuerno, the way this match ends is Cuerno sets him up for his finisher. I believe it's called the Thrill of the Hunt or something like that, or the Day of the Hunt. But he gets him up, and he's going to hit it, but he spins and just makes direct eye contact with Drago, as if just, I knew you were here, motherfucker. So the winner of the first match is obviously King Cuerno. I mean, I feel like that'd be fairly obvious, but you never know. There's surprises, especially on this show. Pentagon Jr. gets a video package involving Samurai and basically why he evolved past them while taking a lot of their culture and ideals on. And I really like this, and it definitely explains why he's dressed the way he is compared to everyone else. Also, they end it with him breaking the guy's arm in the ring, which is definitely something you see him doing frequently. This is his idea of going to the movie. Hey, you want to go see Inglourious Basterds? Nah, I'm gonna go live it. His life is a Tarantino movie, which, by the way, we got Danny Trejo. You better give us a Tarantino cameo in Season 3 if there's not one in Season 2. I don't think there is, though. But I really like the way the Pentagon Jr. promo ends. Despite the voice slightly being weird, I really like the way I like the line, I just don't like the way it was so much delivered, but it's he is Pentagon Jr., and he has zero fear. It's just the way that, like, Pentagon smiles and everything. It's just really awesome. It's a little cheesy the way that the guy reads it, so. Chavo Guerrero Jr. versus Phoenix. Pentagon Jr. accompanies Chavo, and Sexy Star does the same for, Phoenix, continuing the storyline between Chavo, Sexy, and potentially setting up a storyline later for Pentagon, but it's not like a major feud. He just goes around breaking people's arms and being a dick, and I think maybe you'll see in episode 9 why I think this is all, yeah, you get there. It's interesting to think that their friendships both go nowhere. As I've mentioned in episode 9 for Pentagon and Chavo and Sexy Star and Phoenix, it just kind of fizzles out when Phoenix tongue fucks somebody else. But you'll get that. Not that Sexy and him are an item, it's just when he gets another storyline tongue fucking someone else, it's just, it doesn't, no, you'll be on your own, go do your own thing. This is a good match. It was a nice pace to start. Basically the flow just ebbing back and forth, just really, the momentum just perfectly bouncing off of each other, really well done. you feel the intensity. You get the story they're trying to tell. Not that they're actually trying to kill each other, but they're not mil muertes. Okay. Chavo Guerrero, really good move in this. Phoenix goes for an avalanche double knee again, and to a standing Chavo, and Chavo catches it. It looks like Phoenix hits it, but he rolls through and turns it into a Boston Crab. El Boston Crab. It's a nice reversal. It was done a little sloppy, but it was still a really nice reversal, and I just really appreciate good counters in wrestling. You need that, because wrestling is all momentum. Phoenix is going for a springboard move or a top rope move. He's going, and they're going to break his fall, and they really make it look like they're trying to do that, like they're talking to each other and trying to. It's just it doesn't play off well. So they take the camera and they catch on instantly. This was a nice save. They just instantly, after like 1 second of seeing like, oh, this is going too long, cut it. And they cut to Vampiro and Matt Striker. I want you to take a few seconds here to taste this sweet, sweet irony of the moment where Vampiro goes, there's like no rules in Lucha Underground. You can do pretty much whatever you want, as the ref is counting someone away from a break. That would be a rule. Try to pay more attention. Pentagon interferes, giving Chavo enough time to hit a frog splash onto Phoenix. Nice frog splash. It ain't no 5-star, but it's nice. And he gets the frog splash for the win. Sexy then warns Chavo that Blue Demon is coming for him. Which is extra... Oh, pendejo. That's the important part. That's what gets the crowd excited. Not the idea of someone getting their comeuppance, but the idea of somebody cursing. Wrestling. I love it. We get a vignette for someone that we're really gonna see a lot of down the line, and he's one of the most impressive human beings I have ever seen. The man they call Cage is what they called him. And he's a fucking animal. No, wait, he's not an animal. He's a man. No, he's not a man. He's a machine. Get ready to hear that ad nauseum. Our final match of the night, Big Rick versus Johnny Mundo versus Prince Puma. This is all a ladder match for the briefcase of the money that we talked about previously. Puma slides... There's some really great spots in here. I'm just going to mention this one specifically. Puma slides under the ladder. Mundo pushes the ladder, trying to basically just destroy Puma. Puma dodges that and just Superman punches Mundo. This felt real. Aside from the fact that the Superman punch looked like he really clobbered him, it was good psychology because it was, you dick, what are you trying to do? Like, you could see the evolution of, I thought we were having a match, not trying to kill each other. Big Rick is in the match, and you basically see the crew come in, and they go to jump him because, you know, wrestling law dictates if a faction is a faction, they always have to come out and save each other. They can't just have a clean match and be talented. No. One of the crew guys comes up, and he's at the top of the ladder, and he's just looking down, and he has the face of, like, it's like a, okay, don't be rash now, I'm just gonna climb down, and then he just gets dumped to the outside, which was just perfect. Also nasty. Puma hits a disgusting spot where basically he's going for Mundo. He goes for a suicide dive, but Mundo dodges out of the way. And so fucking, he goes through the rope, goes through the ropes, through the small triangle on the ladder, and hits the crew and takes them out with Big Rick. So it was like an accident, but it worked out. Once again, I really like the accidental moments played off. It makes it feel more natural, it makes it feel more amazing, it makes it feel more spectacle-like. By the way, speaking of ladder spots, you get a huge, there's shit tons of them in this match, huge neckbreaker from the top to Mundo from Puma. And I like that Rick, using psychology, also you could tell he was really gassed, so he was out for a while, comes back in the ring and just starts nailing everyone. Perfect time for Big Rick to come in and pick up the scraps. They even say on commentary, speaking of him looking gassed, Big Rick looks gassed. By the way, he really shouldn't be. You know what I mean? Like, he's done the least in this match. And honestly, he's not like a big high flyer. He does a lot of power moves, yes. And he's a big guy and he's carrying around a lot, yes. But honestly, then you shouldn't be, because that makes you look really bad. But they set the ladder up, like, in the turnbuckle, where the ropes meet. They take a ladder and they put it right on that triangle, right where that would go. And it's just They tease this spot, they're on the top, they're balancing both Mundo and Puma. It's just genius. It's a great idea for a spot. I think they mentioned on commentary, innovative. And this was a good ladder match. I saw some spots I haven't seen before, personally. Rick powerbombs Puma onto Mundo, who was laying on that ladder in the corner. Ugh. Bounces off. Freaking, God. JR's Like a Car Crash has never been so relevant, and I really wish I had a soundbite of that to play right here. Then Rick Godzilla presses Puma through a ladder. So I've seen that spot before, but what? Every time that's not something that's going to get old to me. That's somebody breaking metal. The guy from the crowd comes out and then just starts attacking Johnny Mundo. Okay. And despite all of this, Mundo manages to climb the ladder and retrieve the case full of money. He wins the money, of course, that was promised to him. It's his storyline, of course he did. Dario comes out, starts talking to him. How about you give me my key back, bro? And he gets punched in the face. So is Mundo a heel? Is he a face? Is he a face? I am, like, thoroughly perplexed about this, and it does not get any better. We're going to move on to episode 8, and we open with 10 men in the ring. Pentagon Jr., Drago, Mascarita Sagrada, Prince Puma, King Cuerno, Superfly, Son of Havoc, Phoenix, El Mariachi Loco, and Big Rick. Dario comes out and offers a unique opportunity as the prize to anyone who wins this 10-man match. Technically there's 2, because he says later on in the night, we're going to have another 10-man match. So this night's going to consist of 10-man match, 10-man match, a match. And then the winner of these 2 go on to that match, and the winner of that gets a unique opportunity as the prize, is the exact quote. And you'll find out later, anytime Dario, at this point, like for the whole first season at least, and some of the second, anytime Dario has a unique opportunity, it's well worth it. When you have too many people in a match, the story just becomes muddled and lost, and just chaos, organized chaos sometimes, but chaos ensues, and it doesn't necessarily translate well for me reviewing it, but I tried my best, and I'm just going to point out some things that I liked in both of these 10-man matches. There's also some things I didn't like, and I'll get to that right now, actually. Cuerno caught Drago there. I believe it was Matt Stryker who said that on commentary. No, he didn't. He very clearly, like, it looked like he took the knee, it looked like Drago hit the ground, and then he caught it, he grabbed his leg when he hit the ground. He kind of, like, he caught him with his body. I could catch a bullet too, but I'd be dead after it. Puma hits a tope and high-fives Danny Trejo as he lands. Thank God, man. Thank God. I do want Danny Trejo to get involved a little bit more on this, but, you know, unfortunately it doesn't necessarily happen that way. Mariachi Loco hits a great super kick and then gets murdered with Pentagon with a fucking pile driver. A running cradle pile driver, and it's just... Okay, WWE banned that for a reason. I get why. Maybe we should start thinking about using those less? Nah. We get a really great spot in this match where literally everybody hits like an over-the-top rope, either tope or some variety, a moonsault here or there. Friggin' just everybody gets their moment to just take the crowd out, and just it gets bigger and bigger until the last person does it. It's just really, really well done. I really enjoy that. And then I believe Son of Havoc goes for a fist bump for Trejo as well when he does his. Of all the people to win this match, no, don't worry, I'm not going to say El Mariachi Loco won. I'm not, it's not that much of a fucking toss-up in this show. Phoenix surprisingly wins this. You would think maybe Prince Puma, since he was shown to be like a big guy, or maybe even Cuerno, since he has a major storyline, but no, not even Pentagon has a storyline. No, Drago, no. No, it was Phoenix. Fuck yeah. What he wins with was a pile driver. It looked reminiscent of a Michinoku driver. I don't know if it was exactly a Michinoku driver. It looked slightly off. But, yeah, wins with that. Move on to the other 10-man match of the night. The Crew, all 3 members. Ricky, Sexy Star, Ricky Bandel. I'm lucky I remember his last name. Sexy Star, Pimpinela Escarlata, Johnny Mundo, Mil Muertes, and Famous B. And they even mention on commentary, they're like, that's only 9 people. Move on to the other 10-man match of the night. The Crew, all 3 members. Ricky, Sexy Star, Ricky Bandel. I'm lucky I remember his last name. Sexy Star, Pimpinela Escarlata, Johnny Mundo, Mil Muertes, and Famous B. And they even mention on commentary, they're like, that's only 9 people. Chavo Guerrero's music hits. And it's smart to have him come out last because of story purposes. Why would you not, like, you had to do it. You can't have him standing in the same ring with Sexy and just have her just like... I'm gonna hit you when that bell rings. They have a fucking blood feud going. They have to literally translate that, and it translates well because he comes out and she instantaneously tries to beat the shit out of him. I'm gonna call it a seated senton. She hits that or a butt drive her, and I don't want to call it that for obvious reasons. Continuing the feud once again, story. That's what we care about. When you get like little things like Pimpinela Escarlata there, they're fun, they're nice, but they're not exactly what we're here to see. We're here to see wrestling and movement and movement of the plot, that is, and just, you know, progression, not Pimpinela Escarlata just coming in and... Does anyone else think Prince Puma's theme would fit perfectly with Pimpinela? Am I the only one? It's clubbing theme music. Chavo catches Sexy mid-crossbody and just dumps her out viciously, and it was vicious. I'm not just saying viciously, trying to overplay that. It looked nasty. Anytime you don't see them touch the apron and they just fall... Eesh. But the last three that we see are Mil Muertes, Chavo Guerrero Jr., and Johnny Mundo, and the fact that you have those specific three, any one of them could potentially win. Take note, Royal Rumble. Mil Muertes goes for a German on Chavo, which Chavo's holding the ropes, and Mundo goes for a sunset flip on Muertes, which just enacts the German, and Chavo looks like he landed straight on his head, man. Like, fucking... Mundo and Mil are the last two, and they put a lot of focus on that Asian chick again that continuously pops up in the crowd. Yeah, you keep teasing her. A lot. And we have not moved that storyline at all yet. That might be a negative. Mil wins, and also in that case you'd think it'd be Mundo, so I'd also argue, not that it's unplausible for Mil to win, but I would think Mundo would win since the high storyline frequency and the high push that he's getting. But, Phoenix and Mil are the two winners, so I like that it's two people you'd not necessarily have bet on. You could argue there are people that have been like, oh, sleeper hit, he could have won, but they're not Prince Puma, they're not Mundo, they're not those guys, you know what I'm saying? Mil is, so you know he's a little less so, but Phoenix was a surprise to me. I think both of them are slightly. They're the two winners, and also a future feud, so haha. Dario announces both the Lucha Underground Championship as well as a new concept called Aztec Warfare, which... the way he's describing it to me when I first heard this, so it's the Royal Rumble. Mil Muertes versus Phoenix. Good match. Good overall match. I really, really like this match. No one does a springboard arm drag like Phoenix does. He is just the fucking best at using the ropes. As I mentioned in another, I won't drone on that point because I think I did use that in another one, but he's just he is Phoenix Rope Master. Muertes hits a nasty DDT, like that should be his fucking finisher-looking DDT. Like, fucking I'm a tree-looking DDT. And then speaking of finishers, good transition, JJ. Muertes hits a flatliner for the win and the 20th spot in Aztec Warfare. We see this episode goes out with this little vignette of Dario in this weird dingy place. You see the cell to his left. And it's just, we see Dario describing how the belt was made. Gold from these 7 Aztec tribes. It's just this weird, awesome backstory, and it makes the belt kind of cool. It makes it slightly cooler than it looks. Let's be honest. And they see him talking to a guy in the cell. Spoiler alert, and it's his brother. You don't know that till much later. But he says this line: "I can't let you see it. It means too much, and I know how you like to destroy pretty things." Keep not for this review, for a much later review, but keep that destroy pretty things line in mind. On that note, we'll move on to episode 9. Their dumbass or my dumbass, I don't know who's to blame here, but turns out it's not the Royal Rumble because you can throw people over the top rope. That's not elimination. You have to pin them or submit them, but basically get them out. You get them out the fair way, a normal match way. Before I actually start my review on this match, I just want to bring up that I'm not going to really like heavy-duty cover this. Watch this match because this is a great taste of what Lucha Underground is. I love this match. I love the flair behind it, the drums beating for the fucking countdown, the crowd being impassioned, the people behind it. Watch this, because this is what Lucha Underground is about. This is what you would love. I'm not gonna cover this beat for beat. I'm gonna mention maybe 1 or 2 things per character. Maybe I'll mention a number here or there, but I'm not gonna focus heavy duty on anything specific like that. I'm just gonna cover some things that I really appreciated and some things that'll just give you a taste of this. And I'm gonna do that because this was an hour long. This is close to an hour long, and this was all one match. And this is my page of notes. It's a full page long. So yeah, I'm just going to try and breeze through this as quick as possible. If it winds up being a little quick, sorry. Phoenix is number 1. After a long-winded explanation like that, you would think I've already failed. Phoenix is number 1, Mundo's number 2. These two beat each other to fucking hell. They have a nice back and forth. They don't do anything like out of the ordinary. I'm not trying to blow smoke here. They don't like blow me away, but they lay their shots in. They hit all their normal stuff. This goes number 3. Because he's the part of the crew, he doesn't really get like a nice momentum push. He gets put on in an F5 setup and Phoenix runs him into the ropes, which is the most disgusting looking thing I've ever seen. Head first, by the way. And Mundo hits the end of the world for the pin and elimination on Cisco almost instantaneously. I don't like that. I really don't. Despite him being part of a tag team, why can't tag team people be good? You know what I mean? Like, why are you here if you're just good because of someone else? Cuerno enters at number 4 and just controls the ring. He's honestly too good at setting his moves up. Fucking, there's this point where it's like you see he like dodges a move for another move to hit someone, and a lot of people do it, but it's the way he does it. He looks like he's drawing them in for it. He looks like he's seriously just setting all this up and just being a playmaker. Son of Havoc comes in at number 5, super over. Love Son of Havoc. Gets some fire and then gets put out real quick. Not everyone should be here, though everyone gets fair time. I'll point out a couple people that shouldn't be here later. Speaking of that, unfortunately, Pimpinela Escarlata. She gets some good momentum when she comes in, which is also appreciated. So yeah, good job on that. I just don't like the fact that there was no point. There was no point to this. Just to pump the crowd up, just to have her in it, just to fill a spot. That's really what it felt like. It felt like she was there to fill a spot. Puma enters next at number 7 and takes some shots at Mundo. Did the money, like, break them up? Are they just bad friends? Is it jealousy? Tension? Are we gonna find out? There's some people in this match that get overlooked. One of them being Ivelisse, who comes in, does what she does best, kicks the shit out of Phoenix. Nasty springboard looking DDT, nasty 360 spin kick that Vampiro claimed to have done, and he probably did, but I just totally can't picture that. I like that her 360 spin kick set Havoc up for his finisher, and they get a pinfall off of that, which was nice. It's a nice moment for the two of them. Even though they're not necessarily doing much in this, they have a story at least. They're pumping something out. It's like, oh, okay, they're there. They're also building towards something with them, so at the very least, I could argue that's why they're here. Drago gets going, he just starts getting his hot tag. Basically a hot tag. It's not literally one, but you know what I mean. That moment where he just takes everyone out, he starts clearing house, and Cuerno's just stalking him, and I really like that. Cuerno, once again, I'm so sorry that I'm always focusing on Cuerno, but he's just so psychologically enjoyable to watch, where he's just stalking him, he's waiting, he's watching him take a lot of people out, He's really just low to the ground. Does that actually do? I mean, I'm sure it does something from far away, but it's like, he's right there. The distance is like from me to that. It's like, not gonna hide anything. And then we see someone enter who I'm not entirely sure who he is. He's a crew member. I just can't tell because his face isn't there. He's just faceless and I don't see anything. I just see a lot of blood and death and setup. The next person we see come out, we see him change the entire momentum for Bale. That's El Faceless. Cortez, totally a criminal Castro. He's totally a criminal, guys. He comes in and he basically starts changing the tide of the match. He starts for Bale, as I've said. I like that. I like that. Okay, maybe that's why you kept Bale in over Ivelisse and Son of Havoc. I was going to mention Ricky Mandel, but I'd honestly take the time to not mention him, and I'd rather mention the jackhammer and standing shooting star press that Puma does, because that's honestly more impressive than Ricky Mandel, anything he's ever done. Big Rig tosses his crew aside when he enters, which just... why? That's the most flimsy way to break up a team. Alright, fuck it, whatever. Cuerno gets Rick to pass Drago to him for the thrill of the hunt and then the pin, which was a nice touch because they're feuding. So it's a... No. Let me be the one to kill him. Then right after, which was also good storytelling, he loses focus and gets pinned. So that's a good way to get Cuerno out because, hey, I'm focused on taking my nemesis out. Pentagon Jr. comes in and just starts fucking shit up. Moment of silence for Pentagon Jr.'s victims. But Pentagon counters and this is the commentary's call here, a flip-up A roll-through powerbomb into a powerbomb onto his knee. Gross. Superfly gets lost in the fold, honestly, and it's not his fault. It's honestly a fault of, once again, as I mentioned, certain people shouldn't be in this match. Superfly doesn't have any business here. Fucking, as I mentioned before, Pimpinella didn't. As I'm going to mention, there's a couple of people later on. Mascarita probably is one of them. Chavo eliminates Pentagon, double-crossing him. It's a Guerrero, so it's like, they treat it like a reveal, but why would I be surprised? This is Chavo. He's a Guerrero. This is what they do. I really liked Sexy in this match. She came out with like a Miss Marvel-style suit, and I really, Lightning Bolt Nolan, I really liked it. She pulled it off well, and I'm not saying that in like an attractive way, although not saying I'm not. I'm saying it more in a way that it works with her character, because the way she moves, as I mentioned before, is that energetic, and it just really, it came across like a very good idea for wardrobe. Mariachi Loco comes out, who once again, he should be added to that list. I knew I was mentioning another one, I couldn't remember. Specifically him, because storyless equals pointless. Finally, we hit number 20. And the theme song hit. God damn it. Mil Muertes. And then Mill hits her with a spear, and Sexy, I'm afraid to tell you, you're ironically less sexy now that you're dead. 2 450s, one from Mundo, one from Puma, and they both go for the pin on Mill to get him out, because honestly, you need a small Mexican army to defeat this man. Puma hits a standing C4 from the top rope on Mundo. Disgusting. Friendship? Mundo returns the favor later with a reverse Avalanche Frankensteiner. Friendship! Prince Puma hits the 630, I think it is. I failed math, as you can tell. I'm a wrestler, not a mathematician, damn it. So yeah, I'm not feeling that great this week. That's all I'm going to do. You got anything you want to say, Sexy? Oh, no, because I can't add subtitles? Yeah, that's probably a smart thought. Click that little arrow, it'll open up the bar. You'll see the little words down there. It'll tell you what we're doing next week. Yeah, I think it's probably going to be NXT Takeover Dallas. Either way, we'll see you next week, and I appreciate you joining me. I am J Beard Stereo, Mundo, and we appreciate you watching.